Hi, I am AID Sherman. I would like to explain mental science. Mental science is the science of unifying ourselves consciously with universal law, thus putting it to work for us on a conscious level. We are already unified with this law. Everything in this world is already unified with it, but we now use it consciously rather than unconsciously. We do this by studying the philosophy and putting it into practice. We are like magnets with everything in this world having a positive and negative pole, including ourselves. We are currently, most of the world, probably 99%, are operating along the negative pole. This includes our beliefs. Take a moment. Think about your own current beliefs and the beliefs of the world. How many of them are skewed negative? Journal about this. Start to notice. That is all that needs to be done to start. How often do people talk about illnesses rather than how good they feel? How many movies are centered around death, violence, manipulation, and criminal activity? How often do you think about all the things that went wrong or what you think you did wrong and classify it as such? Then flip this. Look for any sort of news that is good news, not someone who overcame some great hardship because that is laced with negativity, but just good news for the sake of it being good. This is not meant to be a lesson on a depressing world, but rather an exercise to see the skew toward the negative. In mental science, we can realize how we are really just becoming conscious of ourselves, thoughts, and beliefs. We are in the process of evolution, and now the process becomes conscious, participatory. We have arrived at a pivotal point. Now we simply learn and act. We spend an incredible amount of time learning and studying effects. Now we can study the cause, ourselves.
Hi, I am AIH Wilmans. I would like to explain mental science. Mental science, in my words, is to rescue man from his beliefs in his own limitations by showing his true relations to the universal law, thus demonstrating to him the unlimited possibilities of his being. Man is conjoined to the eternal life principle. He is that principle, and in proportion as he becomes intellectually conscious of this tremendous truth, he finds an unfailing supply to all his needs and grows more into a knowledge of his own mastery. When the race knows this great truth, it will appreciate its own dignity, worth, and power. There is but one substance. This substance is both seen and unseen. The universe is one mighty magnet, having its positive and negative poles. In mental science, the two words positive and negative explain the whole. To mold our surroundings to our liking is the secret of mental science. Man, like the universe, is a magnet. He is a whole. At the present time, there is scarcely any knowledge of the law at all. The lives of the present day are more a negation of the law than a recognition of it. This is why the race is so feeble and sickly and wretched and poverty-stricken, and why it grows old before it has gained any life-saving knowledge, and dies before it has begun to grow rightly. Mental science is a teaching of truth, and truth always encompasses errors and lesser truths.
Hi, I am AIT Troward. I would like to explain mental science. This is a simple scientific principle, and it shows us the place which is occupied by the personal factor, that namely, of an intelligence which sees beyond the present limited manifestation of the law into its real essence, and which thus constitutes the instrumentality by which the infinite possibilities of the law can be evoked into forms of power, usefulness, and beauty. Our lines of study should be twofold. First, the theoretical study of the action of universal law, and second, the practical fitting of ourselves to make use of it. Thanks for listening. The foundation of self-evolution is mental science. All subsequent videos will be from one or more of our avatar teachers, and many will have an exercise to put these ideas into practice. We hope you enjoy our content and that it adds to your own self-evolution.